Welcome, everyone, to the Best of Markham podcast brought to you by me, Igor Klibanov from FitnessSolutionsPlus.ca. Here with me today is Andrew Wang. Andrew, thank you so much for being here. Tell us a bit about yourself.
Oh, thank you, Igor. It's an honor to be part of your program. I'm the first generation immigrant coming from China back in 1997. Like many of other immigrants, just started family, started new life here. I started working for the big telecom company for a couple of years, and I get bored every weekend, and me and my partner will went out to look for business opportunity.
Right.
So we landed in a food distribution company that we purchased back in 2005, and I still own it until today. I ran the company for a few years, and back in 2015, and I quit the telecom and went into real estate. Start with the agents and brokers, and like 3 years ago, I partnered with one of the developer back in China, and become a small developer in Markham. So that's my life stories.
Very nice. Very nice. And what do you like about most about being in this business?
Well, I'll be honest. If you asked me that question 5, 10 years ago, I'll be super excited and thrilled to share with you all the bells and whistles and all the money we make. And being a developer, it was a big name. It sounds sexy. It sounds, powerful. It sounds, making a lot of money. But in the last 2, 3 years, real estate is not doing very well. And owning a business is not a matter of you like it, you don't like it. It's part of the journey.
Yeah.
So business always has an up and down, and you just have to go with it and make sure that we'll keep in line with what's happening in the marketplace. I have to admit, it's really tough in the last 2, 3 years.
Yeah.
That's part is also part of the business. Doing business is not the sexiest thing in the world. As a business owner, you have to deal with headache, problem, whenever things come to my desk, is always a problem. So that's what I my responsibility, and I'm super happy to tackle it and navigate through. So that at the end of the day, if we do get out of this, that will make me super excited and fulfilled.
Yeah. Yeah. It's often particularly rewarding at the end of a downward cycle, and then you start to swing upwards. That's when it all pays off and it makes it all worthwhile.
Yeah.
And it's totally the same for me. When I got into entrepreneurship, I didn't even think about making a lot of money. I just wanted to make decent enough money, 80, 90,000 per year. And that's all I wanted at that time. And I didn't think about having other employees, etc. Um, and yes, there are downsides to it. Although now I have 14 employees, and of course, I make a lot more than 90 per year. But the upside is well worth the downside. Yes, we work crazy hours in entrepreneurship. There's no 9 to 5. There's only when I open my eyes to when I close my eyes. And
No,
even then, maybe not. Maybe you close your eyes and you still go. Um,
it's a
but
non-stop. It's you marry it basically.
pretty much,
Yeah, yes.
yeah,
Well, that's what it is. I love money. When I graduated from university, at that time I was clueless. I was talking to the philosophy professor, and he asked me, Andrew, what are you interested in doing? I said, I'm confused and I need some guidance and
yeah.
insight. He said, what do you like the most? And I said, well, first I like beautiful girls. Fair enough.
Nice.
And second, I love money. I said, okay, you know what? Why don't you just go trace for money until one day you get tired and we talk again. And we never talk. It's been so
Uh,
many years. I'm still in trace of money. So
Money's still a lot of fun. Doesn't matter how much you have, it's always fun to make more.
yes,
Yes,
exactly.
yes. Gotcha. Now, in terms of marketing, what do you do for marketing? How do you get new clients?
Well, I have to admit that marketing is not always my strengthness because I'm the entrepreneur who born after 70.
Hmm.
I started very young on my own business back in China, and even when I was a university student. And at that time, all the modern social media, telecommunication is not that advanced.
Hmm.
So that's why, I'm a very old school entrepreneur. I
Yeah.
believe in face-to-face meeting.
Yep.
I believe in handshake business. I know that I deal with a lot of contract when it come to real estate, but at the end of the day, is what we call the handshake business. So I have to admit I'm not very good at marketing, and me, I'm not very socially active.
Hmm.
You're the first podcast owner who I have the pleasure to have interview at the talk to because I always turn it on because I'm a camera shy person
Hmm.
and you know I need to learn a lot from you. So that's why I accepted your invitation, established a connection with you. Hopefully, you know, I can leverage your experience and expertise and to you know empower my marketing skills and bring my business to the next level.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for doing this. For me, and again, it's funny. If you asked me when I was first starting my business about 16 years ago, what do you want to do? I would say personal training. I want to train clients. I want to make them leaner, healthier, stronger, etc. If you ask me, do you want to do any marketing? I'd say no. I don't want to do any of that. Now, it's one of the favorite parts of my business.
Wow.
Um, Right, but I completely agree with you is that old school marketing is still very, very effective. In my
Okay.
business, there's four things that work really, really well in terms of marketing. Um, and most of them are old school. In no particular order, public speaking, when you speak to an audience,
Okay.
that's very powerful, right? That was around
Yep.
for, thousands of years. Um, Writing
Okay.
books, very, very powerful. Still old school. I mean, it's distributed through Amazon, so that's kind of new school, but writing books itself is very powerful marketing. Believe it or not, door-to-door sales. I do a
Oh
lot of
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Um,
As a realtor, it's like door locking, right? So that was
yeah.
the old formula, you know, door
Yes, and it
locking.
works great. And the last one that I do, it's not really that old school, but email marketing. Like right now, it's all about social media. But I always tell my mentees, just because it's visible doesn't mean it's profitable. Email marketing is far more profitable than social media. Email marketing has been around since 1993. Um,
Oh,
right? I mean, if you love making money, marketing is a good way is a good skill to learn or hire for to help you make more money. Um,
okay.
and it's funny
Glad to hear
that,
this.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I learn, uh, I test. I have 3 to 5 marketing experiments running at any given
Okay.
time. Most of
Okay.
those experiments are complete failures, but about
Oh,
1 in 25, 1 in 20 is a success. Okay, it's a very, very
okay.
small
Okay.
success rate, but as long as your successes are bigger than your failures, you can come out profitable. In other words, if you have 99 failures and each failure costs you $1,000, but if you have one success and it makes you $100,000, you're still profitable. Um, Right.
Okay.
So marketing goes a long way, especially in your case where you're doing very well even without much marketing. You could do even better with even more marketing and make even more money. Um,
Okay. Well,
yeah.
excellent. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot to learn from you guys because I see a lot of well, you mentioned there's a lot of a high ratio of failure, but I mean those are the costs you do business.
Yes.
That remind me, one of the Rico director, Michael Appleton. He always give us speeches on how to increase your the presence in your neighbor by door knocking. So I still remember that say, Andrew, if you're gonna lock 100 doors, so believe it or not, you make $179 after the other side slash the door say, you know, get out of my house.
Yep.
So because every 100 door you knocked, you probably like landed with two listing.
Yep.
So that's how he been doing that persistently for years and years. You know,
And
I
it's
learned a lot
very
from these gentlemen.
100%. And it's very, very effective. I always keep detailed statistics of my different
Yeah,
marketing efforts. And I know that if I buy an advertisement, again, one of my most powerful ways is email marketing. So I never advertise personal training. I advertise my free newsletter. So from an advertisement, I need about 75 subscribers to get one client. If I do public speaking,
35,
yeah, 75, 75. Um,
75. Okay,
75 subscribers for one client. If I do public speaking for a general audience, I need about 200 subscribers for one
wow,
client. If I
wow.
if I do door knocking, I only need 10 subscribers to get one client.
You're
10,
amazing. You're
yeah, yeah.
amazing for 10, you know, very
It's
high ratio
it's
of
a very
success.
yeah, and if you just look at the time, it takes me about 3 hours and 20 minutes to get 10 subscribers. And if you told any personal trainer, if you if you knock on enough, if you spend 40 hours per week knocking, in 1 week you'll have a full business,
Wow.
right?
Amazing.
It's
Amazing.
it's 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 incredible. Like there, in terms of leverage, in terms of both time, in terms of persuasiveness, in terms of ratios. If listen, if I could do door knocking all day long, I would. Problem is, we're
Okay.
limited. I can only do it when people are home. So I can really only do it after 6:30. And I can only do
Yeah.
it when the sun sets late. Because if the sun sets at 4:30, I can't go door knocking. I can only do it when the weather is nice. Because if the weather is cold or it's raining, people aren't going to stand there with their door open when it's -10 and it's blowing at them. So if I could do it 40 hours per week forever, I would do that. Unfortunately, there are some limitations there. Um, but very, very effective, very powerful, and very profitable.
Very good,
Now,
very good.
now, what are you working on right now that's exciting to you?
Well, right now, people will call me Uncle Slash because I always have more than one business.
Yeah.
Because when I was in China, I was working for a big firm, and the same on the other side, I started my own business. So at this moment in time, money. Well, I still love money. Don't get me wrong, but the passion of pursuing money has been changed
Yeah.
because I've been dealing with a lot of business owner. At my age, a lot of people are looking for retirement.
Hmm.
Um, what left behind is their legacy. So I always find that a lot of second generation, like my son, I have a kid, right? I have two kids.
Yeah.
Um, the second generation is reluctant, or even refuse to take over their parents' business,
Yep.
simply because they have their own passion or dream to pursue.
Yeah.
So me and my COO, Victor, last year we've been talking about we're going to build a platform. I name it Legacy Builder Network, it's LBN.
Yeah.
And we successfully launched our first meeting last month. So surprisingly, we limit the participant that we have overwhelming subscription. So we cap it at 25 people. So this is something that I invest my time, my little capital. I'm trying to build a platform where I can bring all the people, for instance, business owner who are looking at great retirement.
Hmm.
Second, professionals with tons of experience, like young people like you have a lot of connections and marketing skill and management skill, and also
Hmm.
some young people. I look at my son, he's been struggling trying to find a job, a decent, well-paid job in Canada.
Yeah.
Canada is no longer like 1997. The society will offer you a channel for you to climb the ladders and growth, right? As
Yeah.
long as you're hardworking and smart. But today's society has been all changed. I'm not good at politician, but I have to admit that I've seen a lot of young people leaving these countries. So
Hmm.
I feel bad because I'm proud Chinese Canadian. I love these countries. I like to do something for the community. I don't have a big vision and big dream. I just like to help people around me.
Yeah.
So that's why I create such a nonprofit organization. I'm promoting my vision, and hopefully I can help the people around me. And it's just like a sparkle in the grassland. It can become and can grow bigger and bigger. So influence more and more people. End up having more and more people. I
Yeah.
will
Yeah.
invite you as part of this.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's a very, very good mission. I actually have a very similar story to you. I came same here at 1997.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. From Israel. I was a little kid. Um,
okay.
and same thing. Yeah. You've seen the changes in society. Some for the better, some for the worse. And yeah, you see. The differences in generations and their willingness to put in work. The first generation usually is very, very hard workers. Second generation doesn't work very much, doesn't work as hard. So yeah, I totally, I've seen that as well. My wife is also came here in 1997 from the Philippines. Um,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. So very, very, very different backgrounds, but you see the same patterns throughout. First generation, very hard workers. Second generation, not so hard.
So
Um,
that's why the wealth doesn't get past the third generation.
yeah, the first generation made it, the second generation spent it, the third generation doesn't have it.
That's very true.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
very true. That's very true.
Now, besides everything you've got going on, what else do you do in your free time?
Well, I enjoy sport, and I now I have two kids, and my daughter is a rower. So my daily activities, I wake up at 4 a.m. I have to drop her off to
Oof.
school, and other than that, I'm trying to keep 3 to 4 times go to the pool. I'm a swimmer when I
Good
was a
for
kid.
you. Excellent.
So that was the only sport that I believe that it's not that easy to get injured.
Yeah, yeah, it's easy in the pool. The every sport has its signature injuries. In
Yeah.
swimming, it's actually overuse injuries.
Yes.
Tendonitis in the rotator cuff, especially. But if you like it, you can do it consistently, 3 to 4 days per week. You don't think of it as exercise, you think of it as enjoyment. That's fantastic. That's good. Keep it up.
Oh, okay,
Um,
thank you. I will.
no problem. And since this is, after all, a Best of Markham podcast, what's your favorite business in Markham besides your own?
Well, I don't really have a lot of connection within the community because I live in Richmond Hill. Now I'm currently living in Midtown. I have a friend who opened up a new cafe in Main Street of Unionville. It's called
Yeah.
Behind the Alley. He's such a person that create a very unique coffee experience.
Hmm.
So, and that's the business that I like to recommend to people. Just go ahead to try it out. They're just right by the rail track in the main street, Union of Markham.
Okay, thank you for the tip. I actually live right in Unionville, so I can go there
There you
later
go.
on the weekend. Awesome. And lastly, how can our viewers and listeners get in touch with you?
Okay, it's just simple. My company is called Plenus Development. So they can reach out via email Andrew at plenusdevelopment.com.
And
And
how do you spell that? I know how you spell Andrew, but how do you spell the other one?
Plenus,
Planner.
Planners,
Planners.
Plenus development.com.
Got it. Perfect. And that will be in the show notes as well. Andrew, thank you so much for doing this. I really appreciate it.
No, thank you for your time,
Of
Igor.
course.
Have a good night.
You too.